Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It's your old pal Vandy back with more classic Tetris Monthly Das Masters for June 2025. What we've got for you tonight is purple bracket. Let's take a look at it. The purple bracket is what we're doing. It's the bottom bracket on this screen. Match number 1 is match number 4, Tetristime versus Elias. And then the winner of that will go against Sodium. So Tetristime will be here. Elias making his Masters debut, and then the winner gets to take on Sodium. All of this is to feed into a bracket or into a match against Blue Scooty. So that is that's a fun prospect, but nevertheless, I'm sure people want to win, and then they'll take their chances against Blue Scooty. Let's take a look at our overall top 16 situation. And yeah, we are closing in on completing our top 16. We've already got a full slate on the right side of the bracket. Tristop, Guafi, Cole, Eyeball, Huffaluffagus, Tugi, Knight, and Pixelandy. That is all set. On the left side, we just need 2 more results. The orange bracket and the purple bracket, which we're doing tonight. And that orange bracket is going to take place. Is that next weekend? No, that is this weekend. It's this coming weekend. Masters Orange, Sunday, 6 p.m. Central, 2300 UTC. So we are making progress. I mean, we can start scheduling our top 16 brackets now, which is great. Hopefully we'll start doing that soon. Yeah, so that is where we stand. Now, I want to apologize. I feel like I am coming down with something. I'm feeling a little under the weather. So if I'm a bit, I don't know, a bit low energy or not talking as much or raspy or whatever, I apologize. I'm doing my best to stay in there and do Tetris to all of you. Okay, that is our top 16 situation. Let's take a look at this tournament and what we're even doing here. This is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play on emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified. And they can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical or mechanical. Biological turbo only. Thank you, Fractal, for the raid. Appreciate that. This is a best of 5, so the first to 3 wins. Level 18 starts all the way through. Level 39 super kill screen, make sure that's turned on. The same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. That is a thing. Players, make sure you're not receiving any in-game real-time advice and do not pause unless the commentator tells you to. And if you do experience tech issues or internet outages or whatever, just keep playing and we will sort it out. Okay. That is the rules. And the winner. What does the winner get? The winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which has swelled to $135.11. So right now we will be paying the top 4 in our bracket, but if we get to $2,000, our incentive that we have reached nearly every single month, and we haven't missed it in almost 2 years. If we do hit that incentive this month, then we will pay our top 8. So if you want to help that thing to happen, use the Matcherino command while you're watching live. That'll bring up 2 links. The first one is the one for the Masters event. Click on that to be taken to the page for our prize pool partner, Matcherino. And yeah, then in the top right-hand corner, that's where you log in. Click on that login button. You can log in with your existing Twitch or YouTube account. Don't need to make a separate Matcherino account if you don't want to. And if you're watching after the fact, you can go to ctm.gg/Matcherino or go.ctm.gg/prize. Okay, so that is how you can support the players, and this is the way to support the channel. A bunch of different ways, one of which is to go to Patreon. Patreon.com/monthlytetris allows you to make an ongoing pledge of support that helps to directly support the continued existence of this channel. And yeah, I mean, if it weren't for these patrons, this thing would be over, man. So thanks so much to everybody who's keeping this going on this page. Big shouts to Scott Great, Jane the Window, K9, Tacky, Corporal, Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Catkit, and Mila. Another way to support the channel is to go to the merch store and buy merch or gift it to the chat, ctm.wtf for that. Is that the YouTube Troy Dan? That is the YouTube Troy Dan. Yes, it is. Okay. What else? What else is there to tell you? I don't know. Let's flop on over here. The less I have to say, the better. All right. So we'll fix these cams up, and then we'll get these players going. Blurp. There's Tetristime. Blurp. Oh yeah, we get some. Can we get that rolling? Oh, look at this. We're gonna get rolling on the screen. Crazy. And all right, so we'll refresh that. We'll refresh Elias as well. Here's Elias. All right, how much of Elias can we get on the screen? All right, that's what we got. There we go. Good job. Good job. All right, players keep moving around. These teens, they're so mobile. They're moving around all over the place. There we go. All right, players. Oh, and everybody watching, yeah, again, apologies. I think I am coming down with something, so a little raspy, a little low energy. Chest hurts. It's not good. All right, players, I am going to go ahead and drop some pieces in the chat. How do I do that? Oh, like this. There we go. Oh, let me just do one thing while I'm here. Let's see. Configure Stream Deck. I'm going to copy a mic source, put it on the scene. There we go. Okay, it looks like both of our players are ready. Let's make sure they're on seed. And they are not. Oh, someone just got seed checked so hard right now. Who is it? It is Tetristime. You just got seed checked, bro. It's 5BBF19. 5BBF19. All right, seed checker wins again. I know, shame, big shame for Tetristime. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let's go ahead and get them started. Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event, purple bracket, June 2025. Tetristime versus Elias in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right, they started. That's it. Okay, on the left side of your screen, it is Tetristime, seed number 21, qualified into that seed with a 1.278 million. That was the average of his top two scores played in a 1 hour qualifying period. Tetristime from the United States of America. Got an overall PB of 4.4 million. And that's good for about 20th on the overall PB leaderboard. Tetristime was ranked number 23 in the most recent Premier poll. That is a poll of Tetris journalists and broadcasters who every month, submit a little poll about who is the best classic Tetris player. And all the results get aggregated into a top 25 ranking. Tetristime ranked number 23 for June. Tetristime has finished as high as the top 8 in the Masters event. Did that in May 2021. Two-time player in Mega Masters. Getting to, round 3 this year. So top 32. Also a two-time Challenger Circuit winner. Has been in CTWC Gold Bracket 6 times. Finishing as high as the top 8. That was in 2021, the second online year. And you may have seen Tetristime this year winning some regionals, including the Washington Regional and the Desert Regional in Arizona. Also saw him play at Genesis in 2025 this year. On the right side of your screen, with a 1.1 million qualifier seed number 28, it's Elias. 214 for Tetristime, 230 for Elias. Elias from Ecuador. So also where Kingsman claims to be from. Has got a PB of 1.31 million. That's good for about 117th or so on the list. Elias is making his Masters debut. So Elias has been a regular over in CTM DAS Masters, but is now making his debut in Masters. We've had a lot of players making their debuts this month in our 32-player format of Masters. 270 here for Tetristime. 347 for Elias. So Elias with a 76,000 point lead right now, halfway to the 19 transition. Elias also made his Mega Masters debut. And that was, Elias' first time in Mega Masters into the top 48. Sorry, I had to mute myself while I died coughing. Apologies for that. I completely died. All right, I'm still here though. 405 for Elias. 345 for Tetristime. Elias has been in, almost every DAS Masters. He is a winner of a community tournament that was Tier 2 back in March of 2024, and is a top-ranked DAS player. And you would think I would remember where Elias was in the DAS poll, but I don't remember. Oh, yeah, number 20 on the DAS Premier poll. And so we'll see what Elias can do here in the Masters event. 405 for Tetristime, 521 for Elias. And we do see Elias in DAS Masters putting up really huge paces and doing it again here. 114, 546. Another Tetris for Elias, 569. Tetristime, 452. You can see Tetristime is rolling. And Elias dassing. So DAS is not dead, y'all. $593 Elias. 522 into 19 for Tetristime. Tetris for Elias, he's at 616, and he gets one more, a 640 DAS 19 transition for Elias. So he's up by about 92,000 points over Tetristime right now. There's a Tetris Elias. Dirty Tetris time in column 10. Elias with a little bit of down stacking to do. Now, I don't know enough about Elias to know, is there any tapping? Is there any rolling? Like, what happens when 29 hits in an open tournament playstyle tournament? I don't know. We'll find out. 704 for Elias, 640 for Tetris time. So Tetris time starting to cut into this lead a little bit. And there's a Tetris for Tetris time. He's back by 13,000 points now, but also ahead by, between 5 and 13 lines, something like that. But Tetris time needing long bars, like multiple bar dependencies, now having to fill them in. This is it's pretty, of course, Tetris time is a roller, so can get pieces left and right higher and faster. Elias still in the lead, 726 on 23. Long bar over Tetris Elias. Tetris time temporarily uncovers it again, gets a long bar in for Tetris, 750. Elias, Tetris, 789. Elias getting set up again. Another Tetris, 825 on 25. There's a Tetris for Tetris time now into level 26. That gap on the left side for Elias is going to cut off a lot of burning opportunities. He's able to take that double, but gets a long bar in for a Tetris, 860 for Elias. All right, your enemy, 1981 with the 100 bits. And the Chat GPT essay question answer or whatever. Oh no, Elias here. That is going to be not survivable. That's a top out for Elias at 899 on 27. And Tetris time is good. Level 28, 957. You will get the point. Go ahead and, get your last couple Tetrises if you want into 29. No big deal. So your enemy, 1981. Given that hypertapping allows for faster left-right movement but requires 10 hertz plus rhythmic tapping, and rolling can theoretically exceed this with reduced strain, how should tournaments balance fairness between players using different methods? Should input methods be regulated or standardized, and what impact could such rules have on diversity of top-tier players like Elias? No, they should not do anything to balance fairness between players with different methods. The different methods are what give you an advantage, and you should adopt the better methods if you want to compete at the highest levels. But we also have tournaments for people playing the other methods. So there is competition for everyone at every level. Okay, new pieces for these players. E211A7. Like, you're never going to equalize, like, oh, how do we make sure DAS players are as good as rollers? Well, they can be as good as DAS players can ever be, but they will never outscore rollers, and that's okay. It's like in baseball, right? There's home run hitters, and then there's like slap hitters, who can like get a lot of singles. Well, how do we make it so that singles are worth as much as home runs? Well, you're not going to do that. Just hit home runs. All right, looks like both players are ready. E211A7. Both players are ready. Let's count them down. Game number 2. Tetris time up 1-0. But thank you for, if you're going to ask a question, thank you for putting attaching bits to it. So there you go. Vandy clearly never watched Moneyball. I lived Moneyball, okay? I lived it. You don't know this. I am Scott Hatteberg. You didn't know that? All right, Tetris time. We'll see. He's got a line spin kind of set up there, but it's not. No, he's going to go for the double tuck. He could have hit that with a line spin. I have to recreate the home run hitter in the aggregate. All right, so we may have to keep refreshing our players here. We'll see what we can do. Elias is what, number 28? 28. We'll go ahead and refresh our stream, see if we can get that going. 43,000 for Tetris time as we get underway. $98,000 for Tetris time, $139 for Elias. What is up, Laurie? Tetris for Mario, Ravioli over on YouTube. Elias 230, 166 Tetris time. Doc Pie resubbed with Prime 11 minutes ago. I missed it, but thank you so much, Doc Pie. Really appreciate that. 36 months, 3 years. My goodness. Oh no, Tetris time. I kind of diving board that bar, but clears it away and gets some pieces down that too wide well. So able to clear it away. My goodness. So kind of a mess over there for Tetris time, but it looks dealable with. Flinging pieces left and right, trying to build out over there. You're so old now, Doc Pie? You're not that old. Tetris for Elias, 333. He's got a 130,000 point lead over Tetris time right now. And Tetris time still down stacking. There's a triple. That's going to help him bring this down. All right, Tetris time fully down stacked. Now building up for the Tetris. Long bar gets over. Tetris for Tetris time, 240. Ayo Pidgeotto, tier 1, 49 months overall. Thank you, Ayo Pidgeotto. All right, now we've got other. I got to refresh another one. Oh, no, we don't. $425 for Elias through 86. There's another Tetris, 448 to 86 for Tetris time. They are one line apart. Elias up by about 160,000 points. Tetrises are worth 22,800, so that's about 5 Tetrises. You wish you could flex your sub streak, but you resubbed last week. Oh my goodness. Well, big shout out to C-Dubs for their sub streak. $500 through 106 for Elias. Takes a skim there. Long bar goes in. Tetris for Elias and one for Tetris time and another one. The Tetris time at 388. Still about 140,000 point lead for Elias. Elias motoring along and trending toward another 600K DAS transition of 19. 397 for Tetris time. 4 lines to go until that 19 transition. Let's go ahead and refresh one of our streams. All right, players, do keep playing. There we go. Elias, 674 on level 20. We missed the 19 transition, but I think it's probably safe to say it was another 600K transition. 700,000 for Elias. Now, Tetris time is at 444 on level 21. Elias at 726. So this is a 250,000 point lead for the DAS player on 21. All right, nice little burn there for Elias, but he's going to pile up like 4 or 5 rows of garbage on top of the well during this drought, but gets it all cleared away. It's still looking for a bar for both of these players. Droughty, there we go. Long bar, Elias, 822. Tetris time at 560. The long bar gets over 588. It's about a 235,000 point lead now that the lines are tied for Elias. Elias, 918 on 25. Tetris for Tetris time, 691. Oh, Elias took the triple, but there was the long bar in the window, so he could have pulled it back, but kind of missed the opportunity there. 696 Tetris time, A23 for Elias. He's got the max out. He's on 26. So 1.2 into 29 on the table. Tetris is on 27. Well, maybe it's not quite on the table. Tetris is on 27. We're 33,000. Right now, 4 Tetrises, 3 Tetrises are available. So 1.2 kind of off the table with this burning here, but still 1.1 now on 28. 786 for Tetris time. Tetris for Elias, 1 more available. Elias can take 1 burn. Long bar goes into 9, but now a dependent board, and this is going to be tricky. Now just selling out for the bar, and the bar just not coming. And no, right at the very end, just as a troll. B35 is the target. Tetris time needs to chase down. Yeah, B36. That is your target. B36. So right now he's 230,000 points behind. This will be a really long chase down, but Tetris time, of course, a roller with a 4.4 million and a lot, 80 lines to work with. Tetris is on 31. We're at 38,400. So we're talking about roughly 40,000 per Tetris. So that's 5 Tetrises or so along the way, or 4 plus whatever lines other line clears you get along the way for Tetris time. So he's got a lot of time to do this. But Elias making it as hard as possible for roller. I think, I can't 100% confirm, but I think he had a 600K transition. Internet or the stream kind of glitched out for a moment. I think it's safe to say he had that 600K. Another Tetris for Tetris time, A14. Still about 120,000 points to go. There's another Tetris for Tetris time. Elias confirming his transition with 620K, so it's back-to-back 600K transitions. And oh no! Tetris time gonna top out. That left side inaccessible, and there's nothing he can do. Elias will survive and take game number 2. These players are tied a game apiece. You don't know what's wrong with your internet. It keeps disconnecting. Yeah, I know. We'll stick with it. I mean, it's fine. It's not fine, but we'll deal with it. I'll just keep refreshing it whenever I need to, and tends to come back. Yeah, it seems to come back. So we can play like that as long as it comes back. How is he going to know his exact transition score? I mean, like down to 6 digits? He's not going to know that. All right, new pieces, players 981299. 981299. Tetristime, going to go ahead and try to work on those 5 taps, a little warm up. With 4 hands. All right, Tetristime is ready. Elias is ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's go ahead and get them started. Game number 3. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between Tetristime and Elias. You're trying to get the transition for stats. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do. Unless he's recording locally and then can get it for you afterward. I would be very surprised if that wasn't a 600K transition. And 620 sounds right. All right, double tuck of the square for Tetristime. With some early traffic. You know he's going to handle. He's going to go for the double. Yes, gets the double tuck of the J piece. All right, Tetris for Elias, 117 through 24. Tetristime, 24 lines also, 82,000 points. Laurie H says, we are from all round world, things happen, be good. I agree with you, Laurie. Okay, 167 for Elias Longbar in Tetris. 190. 111 for Tetristime. Man, it's all, I don't know. I just feel like I've gotten significantly worse. I was feeling like I might be getting sick earlier today, and I feel like I've gotten worse in the last hour. So I'm going to do my best to try to get through these 2 matches. Try not to die. Dirty Tetris, Tetristime 207. There's one for Elias, 267. And again, Elias out to a lead early on in 18. Thanks, Mino. I think some sleep would do me good. So I'll probably go right after these 2 matches. So we do have a date confirmed for a time and date confirmed for our Masters Green and Teal Top 16. Tristop, Guafi, Cole, and Eyeball. That will happen on Tuesday afternoon here in Texas. It should be a good time for Europe to watch. It's 3 p.m. Central U.S. time, which would be 2100 UTC, I think. 15 plus 6, yeah. No, 20 UTC. Tetris for Elias, 451, 394 for Tetristime. Tetris for Tetristime, 462. There's one for Elias. And Elias with a 498 through 104. Excellent DAS pace. I'm going to adjust that J upright to get a place for that T-piece long bar over Tetris Elias. Elias with the Vits set up, but going to clear it away with a little double. Yep, no Vits. Well, the Vits happened, just didn't complete the Vits, I guess. For all the actually crowd out there. Adjustment for Elias for that S to stand it up and make a place for a long bar. Oh, another adjust for Elias for that. Another long bar in column 9. Tetris for Elias, another 600K, assuming he transitions here at 19, which he does. Another 600K DAS transition. Tetris, Elias, 641. And not far behind him, Tetristime at 627 on 19. After a bit of a rocky start. Tetris for Tetristime, 678. Now he's in the lead in score, but also 7 lines ahead. Tetris for Tetristime, 705. 721 for Elias. All right. Tetristime trying to uncover the well. Gets rid of all that junk. Now it's open. A skimming of Tetris for Tetristime, 742. Elias, 756. So still in the lead. Tetristime takes it back. Elias takes it back. So now they're swapping the lead back and forth. 2 lines apart. All right, skimming a Tetris for Elias, 844. Tetris Elias, 875. We're on level 24. Tetristime with one, 871. So really just separated by a few thousand points. Trading skims, trading Tetrises, but keeping it close. Oh, Elias with a misdrop of an S piece, and he's going to do his best to try and not let that domino into something here, but this is pretty hard. Oh, a long bar is really going to help. That double is going to help bring it down. And oh no, that S spire. What? Oh wow, he pole vaults that L piece to the left, and oh no, that right side is cut off, and that is going to be a top out for Elias at 9:29, and Tetristime is good in game number 3. Yeah, I mean, amazing DAS play from Elias. And a Big Pile Guam says, someone is good at DAS. All right, so Tetristime, you are good. Tom J with the contribution to the prize pool, 64.88. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It's going to get us up to 199.99. So we are at 10% of the way toward our goal. Thank you very much, Tom J. Okay, new pieces. Your stream is a bit behind. All right, I will refresh you both just to be sure. Let's see, 21. We'll refresh you, and we'll refresh Elias. Was gave to a PB? No, because what do you mean, like as a transition? No. Elias's PB is 1.3. He's got a DAS 1.3. And as far as transition wise, I mean, he's got 1,600,000 transitions, so I doubt it. Oh, a comp PB? No, not at all. Yeah, okay, he does have a 1.2 in comp. Okay, Tetristime says ready 2F, so I'm going to believe that that is true, and I am going to start them in game 4. And hopefully Elias will be back in time for the game to start. But yeah, Elias has just a little bit of internet issue going in, going out. Seems to always come back. So I'm sure it'll be back in a moment. And it is back. Now Tetristime. Apparently Tetristime is in the witness protection program. All right, there's a Tetris for Tetristime, and lots of shenanigans on the board for him. Elias, 93,000 to start us off. Let me refresh the stream again. See if we can get Tetristime back. All right, I think we're good. 100,000 on a moving board for Tetristime through 27 lines. 97 for Elias through 24. Elias's internet is contagious. It's quite possible. Tetris for Elias, 149. 150 for Tetristime. All right, Elias up pretty high on the board, but going to be very cautious about that left side and not block access. Okay, I had to quick tap that T over. Okay, so Elias bringing this board down. Should now have Burns here to clear this away, and long bar goes over Tetris for Elias. Elias is playing DAS, and I don't know if I can properly convey to you how difficult what Elias just did with that survival. Obviously, when you're playing up against a roller, it looks pretty normal. But that was actually insane DAS control and great decision making. 235 for Elias, 291 for Tetristime. Tetris for Elias, 280 through 76. Another Tetris 303 through 80, which is a perfectly reasonable pace here for Elias, but we're so used to these big honking paces here. We'll see what he can do. I don't think 600K at 19 is on the table, but who knows? I mean, Elias just does stuff that almost nobody else can do pace-wise with Das. Tetris for Elias, 372, 406 for Tetristime. Elias got to set up the Vits, delayed, and fill it in. Don't worry, Tetristime, don't worry about your camera. No one cares. Don't worry about it. Please. Please don't worry about it. The Vits set up for Tetristime. You have plenty of time to fix your camera up in the next game. What the heck? Can you imagine? $468 Elias, $498 for Tetristime. Tetris Elias, 491. 3 more Tetrises available. So, 600 off the table. Mid 500s, though, still on the table. Tetris Elias, 514. Tetris for Tetristime, 612. So now it's Tetristime with the 600K transition. We'll wait for Elias's internet to come back. I'm hesitant to refresh it, but it's hard to know if I should refresh it or whatever. But all right, I'm going to refresh it. Hopefully it'll be back. It'll come back on its own. 638 for Tetristime. Another Tetris 662 on 19. So obviously players do keep playing if you do experience internet issues. Never stop playing unless, like literally your TV turns off or whatever. Just keep playing. Tetris for Tetristime, 719. So 600 for Elias on level 22. Oh, Elias got a miss with that square. Oh, Elias up super high here. Surprised he didn't use that L to the left, but oh no, that left could be cut off completely. And it is, and that is going to be a top out for Elias. So, I don't know. This was really, it's going to go in the books as a 3-1, but that really doesn't tell the story of what happened in this match. Obviously, Tetristime going to take this match 3-1. Elias, though, with 3 600K transitions into 19 with Das in a row, which is totally crazy. Corian in the chat. Welcome, Corian. So I'm going to go ahead and report this. Corian, I'm sure everyone wants you to play in Tap Masters. But we'll see here. All right, let me go ahead and report this. Where is this again? Oh, this is purple. There it is. 3-1. Yeah, Elias so impressive in this one. I mean, God. All right, we'll watch Tetristime mulling it out. Sodium Overdose will be the next opponent. Stanislaw, thank you for the Prime sub, 46 months. Uh-oh, uh-oh. All right, let's go ahead and reset everything. GG's to you, Tetristime. You will be moving on. Congrats. So we want to bring in, what do we want to do? We want to bring in seed 12 over here. Sodium. Oh, all right. Good looking thing right there. All right, let's fix these cams up. Yeah, it's wait, he looks normal. That's sodium. What do you mean, guys? That's sodium. Flip him around. Isn't it crazy like Sodium's like an adult now? How is that possible? Don't say that. Yeah, you're an adult. Wait, are you legally and morally responsible for all your actions now? Sucks to be you. Tap futures circuit. Oh, rip. All right, it is round 2. I think I had I think it said round 2 during that whole round 1 match. Oh well. We'll fix it in post. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and give you some pieces. 8A EA 0B. 8A EA 0B. Those are the pieces. Winter has pinned a seed. Oh my God, you're at your computer. You can pin seeds. Amazing. Thank you, Winter. Yeah, what a performance from Elias. I mean, really just one of the most impressive DAS players. And in DAS Masters, yeah, I mean those 600Ks are no fluke. He's putting up 600K at 19 like all the time. Pick on Discord for the haters no longer mentioning. Wait, what is happening? I don't know what's happening. What? Oh, they want to prove. Oh, you're proving what your job is? Why? Who wouldn't believe you? Like, you guys realize, like, there are emergency medical people that have jobs, you know? Like, people do the jobs. Why wouldn't you think somebody would do that? Like, there's no way. Like, haven't you ever met people with, like, different jobs? Okay, looks like both players are ready. Let's go ahead and make sure they're on seed. 8AE, A0B. All right, looks like both players are ready. It's round 2. The purple bracket. Let's get them started. Sodium and Tetristime. Best of 5. The winner goes to the top 16 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Yeah, I don't fully understand what's going on YouTube chat. Like, why would someone doubt that someone has a particular job? Like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah, it is round 2. It's the Masters event. We're here. We're playing Tetris, which is a very exciting thing. On the left side of your screen, there's someone playing Tetris, and that is Sodium. Sodium qualified into this tournament with a 1.39 million. That gave him a 12 seeding in this tournament, which means he got to skip round 1. And gets to play the winner of the previous round. Sodium has an overall PB of 2.13 million. That's good for 39th on the overall PB leaderboard. Sodium has finished in the semifinals of the Masters event 3 times, most recently back in January of 2021. Been in Mega Masters 3 times, finished in the top 16 back in 2024, has won a challenger circuit. That was in May of 2024. Has been in the gold bracket of CTWC 6 times, making it into the top 16 3 times. And Sodium also won the the Boston. Were you the first year? I think Sodium was the first year of the Boston Tea Party event. Yeah, that was the first year, 2024. All right. Confirmed. Same line, same score for these two players. 273,048 lines. On the right side of your screen, Tetristime defeated Elias in round 1 to make it here to round 2. Qualified into seed 21 with a 1.27 million, 4.4 million PB. 23rd in the Premier Poll. 21st on the Premier Poll was Sodium Overdose, by the way. Go to premierpoll.com for the full rankings. Tetristime has finished as high as the top 8 in the Masters event. That was back in May of 2021. 2-time Mega Master and a 2-time Challenger Circuit winner, most recently in January of 2023. Also a 6 times CTWC Gold Bracket player. Made it into the top 8 in the second online year of 2021. And the winner of the Washington and Desert Regionals this year. 435 for Sodium, 396 for Tetristime. There's a former table tapper turned roller. It's Tetristime. One of those people would lug around a table. That's a great thing about rolling is I don't think you have to lug around furniture to compete, which is good. 444 for Tetristime, 481 for Sodium. Tetris for Tetristime, 490. Sodium uncovers the right side well. Long bar Tetris. Sodium 508 through 96. 490 for Tetristime through 97. So we are big pacing right now. If you got 100,000 plus per 20 lines, you are big pacing in my book. Yeah, you can play DAS and Tap Masters for the simple reason that I think some players will want to take, a little break from tapping or want to tap on DAS on 18, but tap in later levels or whatever. And so it would be weird to just start policing that and say, no, 78% of all your movements must be tap. Or, it's like, all right, just let people play DAS. And then the upshot is we get to see, how can in 2025 how do DAS players, which I think a lot of them have progressed a lot since the DAS era and the early CTM era, how do they hang against tappers nowadays? 668 for Sodium, 2 more Tetrises available. 630 for Tetristime. Tetristime has a 654 into 19. Tetristime, 1 more Tetris available. And that's going to be a 714,000 transition for Sodium Overdose. That is pretty big. So both players, huge paces. So Daniel says it's more like a no-roll tournament than a tap tournament. Yeah, but we are encouraging people to tap if they can do that. And, marketing, right? Marketing. You just call it no-roll tournament. That's not fun. Tap Masters. $750 for Sodium, $741 for Tetristime. And I don't know, it's also kind of a retro CTM, like, let's play like it's 2020. Tetristime's board starting to climb. They're trying to avoid the pace curse here. Tetris for Sodium, he's just continuing to go here, 8-11 on 22. All right, Tetristime bringing this down. Still a little dependent. Oh, that long bar is great. That L to the left, and this is coming down. And it looks like Tetristime is just a couple of pieces away from surviving this. So great survival from Tetristime. But Sodium has not slowed down at all and has built up a lead about 125,000 points or so. And Tetristime a little bit ahead in lines, of course, too, for playing so high on the board. But great survival. Still plenty of Tetris to be played. Oh, that long bar is going to help. That piece is going to help, and that piece is going to help. So 3 great pieces there for Tetristime. 846 for him on 26. 991 for Sodium. That T to the left is going to complicate things a little bit. He's got Burns. He takes him. Tetris into 26 with the max out A29. Tetris for Tetristime, 917. A34 for Sodium. Still on 26. 10 lines back of Tetristime. Tetris for Tetristime, A71. Ahead by 150,000 points. Sodium setting up for a column 9. Tetris gets the bar. Clean transfer back to column 10. And another Tetris for Sodium, B42. Tetristime into 29. He's got the max out now. A Tetris for Sodium, B78. And one more Tetris would give him a 1.2 into 29. He's set up for it and gets it. So a C14 into level 29 for Sodium. That's 1.2 million. Tetristime still clean here. A57 ahead by 15 lines, back by about 130,000. So Tetristime still with some work to do. He's gonna need to outpace Sodium here in this post 29 phase to have a chance to take game one. All right. Okay, another Tetris for Tetristime, B62, C64 for Sodium. The Sodium here playing fairly conservatively, just kind of singling and doubling most of the way. Starting to set up, is set up, gets a nice easy Tetris D15 easy. It's level 29 speed. What am I talking about? It's nothing easy. All right, takes a good triple here. D30, C32 for Tetristime. Uncovers that dirty Tetris well. And no, not going to be able to get anything in. So Tetristime closes the gap a little bit, but just not going to be enough. Both players huge pacing into 19, but Sodium with that 700K transition is utterly huge. You didn't want the dirty, but you couldn't burn it down. Yeah, I know. And really, you're running out of time. Sodium with the Tetris into 37. He's got the E58. We'll watch him mulling it out. We'll give him his point. Ravioli says, why is NES Tetris so expensive? Now, I don't know about what country you're in or whatever, but you can get good clones for like $25 American. So I don't know what that is in your country or where you are, but that's fairly inexpensive for the US. If you scroll down to the About page, oh, you're not on Twitch. Anyway, good. F66 for Sodium, game one. If somebody wants to give him the... Well, I guess I can go get it. Let's give these players pieces. Here's a link to the Classic N. This is the one that I recommend. I have 16 of these. They work great. The only thing it's not good for is certain games. If you have an EverDrive and you want to use save states, save states won't work with some games. But otherwise, it's perfectly fine for non-cheating Tetris players. Oh, Sodium apparently just got a new PB, a higher 2.1. Well, we'll update it next month, or the next month you're here. All right, so the pieces are in the chat. 7F9BBC. I think Tetristime taking a moment here. Oh, you just updated it? All right. Give me a moment. I'm just going to, I'll be back in 30 seconds. So players, you can go ahead and ready up. Okay, still waiting on Tetristime. So, okay, you are ready. Looks like Tetristime is ready. So we just need a ready from Sodium 7F9 BBC. And it looks like both players are ready. So let's get him. Oops, excuse me. Let's get him started in game number 2. Sodium is up 1-0. 3-1 Tetris. All right, so there is a Tetristime looking stack there. It's got a double or triple wide well with a lot of tuck setups available there. And yeah, we've seen that kind of stacking style for Tetristime for these matches. Today, $27,000 for Tetristime. As we get underway, 46,000 for Sodium. It is game 2. $117 for Sodium. Tetristime. What he's going to do to get set up here? Yeah, uses that long bar. Another one over for a Tetris. 142. Zuli with the exclamation point join. We have not had a lot of merch giveaways lately. I got to refresh the merch store, get some new stuff in there. Maybe I'll get some neon stuff. You are. Ched wants hoodies. You want jackets and hoodies. How many jackets and hoodies do you need? Well, you're in the Bay Area, right? So I guess it gets a little chilly. $236 for Tetristime, $194 for Sodium. It's 60 right now. Now, what? Here's an interesting. Well, it's not interesting, but it's interesting to me. Just curious, like at what temperature outside, assuming there's no rain or anything, what temperature outside is like jacket weather for you, or hoodie weather, whatever. Where would you put on another layer? What? And put it in Fahrenheit if you can. Or at least specify whether it's Fahrenheit or Celsius. I would love to know in chat. Yeah, what is jacket weather for you? Or jacket temperature? $289 for Sodium, $329 for Tetristime. Ben Squirrely, yeah, you're pretty much in my situation, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm in a t-shirt outside at, until about 40 degrees. $283 Kelvin, says Madelsberger. Cobra says about 50. $390 for Tetristime, $381 for Sodium. Your dad is a wimp. His is like 65 degrees Fahrenheit. $438 for Tetristime, $451 for Sodium. So decent paces here, not like we had last game, but still pretty good. All right, Ogus Han with a very detailed post here specifying what kinds of jackets at what temperature. $542 for sodium through 114, $531 for Tetristime. So potentially 4 more Tetrises for sodium. And that puts us another 600K transition in range. Tetristime won't quite be able to get there, but he's at 535 through 125. There is a new giveaway. So exclamation point, join everybody. That comes from Bacon and Ribs, you say? It's a Smug Bear can glass. $610 for sodium. Tetristime is into 19, $587. So use the exclamation point join command if you're over on Twitch. $683 for sodium through 139, $643 for Tetristime through 149. Yeah, use the exclamation point join command in Twitch, and that will enter you into the giveaway courtesy of Bacon Ribs. What was it? Bacon and Ribs. You say? All right, winter can be as cold as 39. 737 for Tetristime, 774 sodium. Assuming I'm still alive tomorrow, we've got 3 streams, all DAS Masters tomorrow, by the way. 837 sodium through 23, 778 for Tetristime on 24. So, yeah, definitely if you like DAS Masters, tomorrow is your day. 1 in the afternoon here in the U.S., and then 2 in the evening in the U.S. Tetristime 813, 869 for sodium. Exclamation point join. You should still have time right now if you join. And it's always funny somebody joining at the last minute and winning. 823 for Tetristime, 919 for sodium. What's up, Blue Scooty's grandpa? Jasmine says, oh my God, the S-Vert Renaissance. Uh-oh. I mean, I can't call out Vits and S-Verts, I mean, for Jasmine every time. You got to pick one. And it was B. Cantor who was the winner of the Smug Bear can glass. So congratulations, B. Cantor. Make sure you click on the redeem link in the chat, and it will take you through the checkout flow. Congratulations. And thanks again to the gifter, Bacon and Ribs. A at 48 for sodium. Tetristime on 29 at 976. Uncovers the right side, but oh no, that is going to be a top out for Tetristime at 977. And sodium is good in game number 2. What can I do, man, says Tetristime. Sodium goes up 2 games to none. Should have taken the intentional top out, bro. That's got to be aggro. I would never set up a Tetris on 31. All right, Sodium Overdose trying to argue with the statisticians. 06A0D2. Battle of the Rogue teammates from Gauntlet. I had no idea that they were teammates on Gauntlet. I haven't really watched too much Gauntlet. And I'm trying to think, how many Gauntlet teams could I name? There's one called the Ox Chords, right? There is one called the Millionaires. Trying to think how many more I could name. Don't say any in chat. Don't say any. Yeah, those two I know. I can't think of any other ones. I mean, think. What are the other ones? I was just told one by Poopy. Oh, Rogue. Rogue. There's what it's just called, Rogue. Rogue. Is it rogues like plural or just singular? Like you guys are all collectively one rogue, or are you a band of rogues? Rogue Potato. Oh my God, Rogue Potato. There is a Tetris team called Rogue or Rogues. It's plural. All right. Yeah, the new seed is up. Yes, it is. 06A0D2. I don't think they stole it from you, Rogue Potato. Isn't there like a Rogue energy drink? Do you guys have to pay a royalty to Rogue energy drink? My team used to be Tree Rats, but I don't know if it still exists. All right, so Stupid Tetris Monthly coming back. We're doing Tap Masters. We've got the DAS tournament. There's only 2 more Tetris things that I want to do that I haven't done in terms of tournaments. So one of them is a team concept and one of them is a Battle of Nations or something, like a World Cup with geographical brackets. Those are the 2 things I want to do. Once I do those, then I can retire. 06A0D2, 06A0D2. Can you refresh? Okay, yeah, I'll refresh you. Hold on. Let me just refresh and make sure he comes back before we start. What are you, 21? Okay, and there's the camera. Every time I refresh you, the camera comes back like that. That's all right. All right, don't mess with the camera. I don't care about your camera. We just want you to play Tetris. All right, you got it. All right, we're going to start game number 3. Sodium is up 2-0. Tetris-Time looking to win this one. Trying to extend this match, trying to stay in the tournament. Starting off with a couple of L's and a couple of J's and another L. Lots of L's and J's. And the only other thing that I guess besides those two concepts is, we like to do something kind of similar to PBTV, but call it Monday Night Chasedown. I would like to do something like that. That's a good idea. Should try doing that. 69,000 for Sodium, 31,000 for Tetristime. All right, Tetris down for Tetristime, 77,000. Lone Star? Oh, well, we've done Lone Star. We've been there, done that. Oh, no, we got to do another. We'll do one more Lone Star, and then I can retire. There's a new giveaway. Use exclamation point join to give away. It's from Sodium Underdose. Has gifted a mug to the chat. So type exclamation point join, trying to win that mug. And I'm going to join it on behalf of our two players. And if one of them really wants the item, then I will flip a. If they both want it, I'll flip a coin. If only one of them really, really wants it, then I'll give it to him. Do not stop playing Tetris to join Sodium. How dare you? Sodium typed join. Are you serious? See, what you need is a hotkey, and that way you can just join stuff while you're playing. Just hit one button. All right. Well, Sodium has joined. I will join on behalf of Tetristime. $242 for Tetristime, $262 for Sodium. Someone join on Sodium's behalf, all right? Don't make him do this. All right, Ben Squirrely has joined on Sodium's behalf. I have joined on Tetristime's behalf. So you do not need to type in or worry about it. Tetris down for Tetristime, 315, 271 for Sodium. Oh my God. These kids typing in chat, playing in the Masters event. It is bonkers. 407 Tetristime, 304 for Sodium. So Sodium is great, but I don't think this is going to be a 600K 19 transition for Sodium this time. 373 through 99, 454 for Tetristime. And it's Edward P.O. who is the winner of the giveaway. So congratulations, Edward P.O. Click on the link in the chat to redeem it. And thank you to Sodium Underdose for the giveaway. All right, Tetris for Tetristime, 593. Sodium trying to get this cleaned up in time for the 19 transition. And Tetristime will get a Tetris into 19 for a 618 transition. It's over 100 and it's almost a, what was it? It was about 180,000 point lead. There you go. That's how words work. But Tetristime in a little bit of a slowdown now, just after transitioning in. Tetris for Sodium 517. There is another one, 543. Tetris for Tetristime 661. Sodium starting to close the gap a little bit. It's about a 90,000 point lead for Tetristime. There's another Tetristime. There's one Sodium 624. All right, Tetristime 744. Tetris Sodium 689, 803 Tetristime. $867 Tetristime. He's on 24. Little tuck there of the L piece. Tetris for Tetristime 910. 833 for Sodium. Tetristime with the max out. So Sodium was closing in, but Tetristime reestablishing a good lead here. Tetristime getting set up again. $949 for Sodium. 2 lines away from 29. He's in at 986. I'm going to refresh our stream. Number 21. And there we go. B55 for Tetristime on 29. Got about 180,000 point lead. Laurie with the $2 Canadian Super Chat says, gotta go, drive safe, peoples. Thank you so much, Laurie. Appreciate your hanging out and your support. Have a great night. A23 for Sodium, CO4 for Tetristime. Sodium's board climbing, and that left side is going to be really tough. And yet, I don't think that is going to be survived. And no, it will not be. Sodium's going to top out Tetristime. Takes game number 3. So Tetristime a little upset at the top out, but he's won. Or maybe he's not upset at the top out. Maybe he was excited to have won. I can't tell. Out of frame too quickly. So Sodium now 2 games to 1. Tetristime cutting that lead in half. All right, Winter, you are having success at tapping. Let's check in on the prize pool, shall we? It stands at $199.99. So we had a good contribution from Tom J. Appreciate that. That was $64.88. So we are basically 1/10, 10% of the way toward our $2,000 top 8 incentive. If you want to help make it happen, reaching that top 8 incentive, use the Matcherino command in chat. That'll bring up some links. First one is the one for the Masters event. And it's an easy login. You already have a Twitch or YouTube account if you're watching this right now. You can log right in with that. Don't have to use or make another Matcherino account. You can. All right, looks like we are ready on Tetristime side. As soon as Sodium is ready, we can begin. All right, both players have signaled ready, so let us get them started. Game number 4, Tetristime looking to win and force a deciding game 5. Edward P.O. says, oh my god, I won. Yes, you did win, indeed. So just go to the, click on the redeem link to redeem it. Tetristime board pretty high. So is Sodium, so there must be RNG happening here. Both of these players' boards climbing, and this is going to be really tough. Oh no! And they top out a tied! What the heck? They tied. It's a replay. We are replaying the game. Are you serious? Both of them with like identically bad stacks. Identically bad stacks. They topped out at nearly the exact same time. And holy moly, Sodium Overdose says Sidnev would have won that, bro. Yeah, pushdown would have mattered. Look at this, a tied game. Sodium and Tetristime. What was the, before they tune away, let me just see what the RNG was like. Look at the RNG. 2 long bars in that mess. That's really kind of what explains it right there. I have never, it was 50-piece drought says Javan T. I have never seen 2 players tie in exactly that way. That is actually crazy. So what was that? So obviously that is not, there's no Tetris is being scored there. So what are those line clears? So let's see. I mean, singles here are 12. Is that 12 singles? 760 times 12 is what? No, so that's not all singles. So there must be 1 double in there. So like 11 singles maybe. What the heck? 8360 plus a double would be 1900. No, so it's got to be 10. It's got to be 10 singles, right? Or maybe there's some, I don't know. What was it? What the heck? I mean, that is crazy. I mean, and look at their boards. They're almost like identically horrible. So, wow. So we're going to replay it. Should we just do the same seed over again? Holy mackerel. No, it's a replay. We have not implemented the who was that who suggested that? The Regina Phalange rule? We have not done that. You want to do the same seed? All right, we're gonna run it. We're gonna run the same seed. No, should we run the same seed? They were the same lines. Oh, that's true. Jasmine's right. The Regina Phalange rule wouldn't even apply because they had the same line, same score. All right. Do you? All right. Zuli says new seed. We should not do the same seed. We gotta do a new seed. We have to keep it fair because then if any records are set in the next game, they won't count because they were doing that. So we're not going to do the same seed. We are going to generate a new seed. As much as I would love to replay the same seed, we're going to generate a new seed. That is, we got a standard rules. Replay seed after set. That would require a rule change. So there it is. That's crazy. I mean, I'm with you just for the memes. Replay the same seed, but we can't do it. JW in chat says, I'm still playing that seed at home. 200 pieces in, 9 long bars. Oh, you want to replay it afterward for fun? All right, we can do that. I'll stick around if somebody wants to do that. Okay, looks like both players are ready. 7-3-1-5-E-1. That is absolutely bonkers. All right, let's get these players started for game 5. I don't know how they're going to report this, but it's game 5. I guess. I mean, it's not like it doesn't count. It happened. So this is game 5. Sodium up 2-1. So Tetristime trying to win this one, trying to force a game 6 decider. I can't remember if I don't think that's ever happened in Masters. Now, I haven't streamed every single Masters, but I feel like I would have remembered it. Can I give each of them half points? I mean, what does that do though? What is that? I mean, what does that do? And I can't report half points in the bot, I don't think. Yeah, so Sodium now with push down points, just in case. Let that be a lesson to you. Push down points is the meta. It always has been. And if any player had pushed down at any point, they would have won that game. How will this be listed in the match database? I mean, the score of the matches, it's 2-1. I don't know. Someone can go into the research lab and do that while I'm asleep. 59,000 for Sodium, 102 for Tetristime. Long bar down the middle for Sodium will get him a Tetris dirty. I mean, the game happened, right? So it has to be a thing. It's not like it nullified the game. It's just no points were awarded. It's funny because the other day we were just talking about what we should do with ties. And I'm like, yeah, that's never going to happen. Which is dumb because that violates my Vandy rule of saying things that will never happen. And then, of course, it has to happen. Yeah, that was the Regina Phalange rule. It's basically if two people tie and score, then the person with fewer lines wins, which I think is a good rule. Of course, it wouldn't apply here because they both have the same line, same score. Tetris says, can you say I'll never get $1 million tomorrow? I can't say that. Tyler, I believe in you. $198 for Sodium, $316 for Tetristime. Yeah, it's like we were just talking about ties and what to do. Sorry, Tetris. I believe in you too much to predict that you will not have $1 million tomorrow. Oh, Tyler, just to be sure, like people were, I couldn't tell if they were memeing or not. Do you have a podcast? People were saying that in chat, but I don't know if they were I don't know if they were memeing or you really do. Don't meme on me. I want to know the actual answer. 378 for Tetristime, 269 for Sodium. Soon. Oh, you have it soon? If this goes to a game 6, is that the first in CTM? Did we ever do a best of 7? In Masters, I don't know. Obviously in Das Masters, we've done it. 318 for Sodium, 384 for Tetristime. Yeah, in Das Masters, we did best of 7, but I don't think we've done it in Masters. Or Mega Masters. 411 for Tetristime, 364 for Sodium. Yeah, I don't know how this gets reported, but whoever owns Match Database, like, is that Anpu? You're gonna have to figure that out. Oh, Blue Scooty gets to be on the Tyler podcast. Well, now you got to do the podcast and strike while the iron's hot, right? $479 for Tetristime, $455 for Sodium. Oh, Tetris, be nice to Chen. There were a few three-way matches in CTM, yeah, because the early days, like that would be November of 2018, had three-way matches because we had too many players because we had like everyone plays guarantee and it went nuts. 529 for Sodium, 535 for Tetristime, and it was an all-day, it was a one-day tournament, so we just had to get people eliminated. 585 for Tetristime. Oh, would there have been game 6s in those best of 3, in those three-way matches? I don't know. Who knows what I was doing back then? That was insane. 612 for Tetristime, 582 for Sodium. Tetris for Tetristime. He's got a T that hung over there, so he's going to have to build around that. Sodium trying to dig out. And he has done so. Long bar over Tetris. Sodium, 621 on 22. I mean, somebody has to go make the YouTube video. This has never happened in a Tetris. You know, go make it now. $675 for Tetristime. But you got to give it the full scout treatment with all analysis, not just, you know, steal the content and put 3 sentences over it. You gotta do the work. Tetristime gonna miss with that long bar to the left side. Tetris for Sodium, 805. 787 for Sodium. All right, we are super close. We're on level 26. Tetris for both. Less than 10,000 points apart with the same lines. Oh, thanks, SV. Appreciate that. Dirty Tetris for Sodium 921. SV, we probably need a new thumbnail for you because I think our thumbnail for you is pretty scuffed. But no, I can actually. Dan V probably has one somewhere. We can find one. $9.78 for Tetristime into 29. He gets a Tetris. Same kind of deal for Sodium. He gets a Tetris. Both players have maxed out. They're on 29. Scout got a new one for the CTWC. Okay, hopefully they'll share it with me. All right, we are in the 29 phase. Green level, level 31. Tetristime with a very slim lead. Gets a double down there. Trying to bring this down. Sodium trying to bring this down. I think that was a triple double. What was that? That was a double, I want to say, for Tetristime. Oh no, Sodium. This is going to be really hard to build around. So what can he do? He's starting to skim it away. Oh no, that left side is going to be cut off, and that is a top out for Sodium. Tetristime has tied it up, and we are heading to game 6. A game 6 decider between Sodium and Tetristime. That is totally crazy. It is decider time. I don't think it's a reverse sweep, right? Oh, it is reverse, right? Does it count as reverse sweep? I think it does. It started out at 2-0 and now it's 2-2. Well, listen, it started at 2-0. And it's, it could be 3-2. So what would you call that? Look at that's rabbit hole. Take it to rabbit hole. I don't know. They'll decide. Not a reverse sweep, says Sodium. Well, because you're gonna win. Is that why? Oh shoot, my seed. Oh, there it is. My seed button didn't work. There it is. Because it was a tie. You want to do the last seed now? You want to do that? Repeat that seed? (9-8) F61A. Tetristime practice it off stream. Cheating. What a cheater. Oh, you stole my line, Nerd the Box. You stole my line. All right, I'm still going to say it anyway. I think it's still I still think it's a reverse. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Like if two hockey teams, well, no, because then points are awarded, right? I was going to say hockey teams have ties, but they were award points for ties. All right, looks like both players are ready. Sodium 2, Tetristime 2. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 6 between Sodium and Tetristime. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. The 6th game of a 5-game set, players tied in game 4, 9,880 points at 12 lines. So no points were awarded. We moved to a game 5. Tetristime took that, and now the 6th game of this set will determine a winner. Or will it? Yeah, Madelsberger with a great point. Or will it? Neither player has pushed down yet, so clearly no lessons have been learned. I do love that comment where like Sidnev would have won it. That was Sodium. That's what Sodium said. If there's 2 ties, forget it. CTM is over. Can't take it anymore. A skim and a Tetris for Tetristime, 97,000 for him. There's a triple, and then a Tetris for Sodium, 142. But yeah, next month I will be implementing the Regina Phalange rule, which will handle some ties, but not all the ties. Basically, if 2 players tie in score, but there's a line difference, the player with fewer lines wins. But wouldn't apply here because they had the same score, same lines. Hopefully we never have to use it. I just want something called the Regina Phalange rule. Madelsberger, yes, with the point. I would have figured that most ties occur with an equal line count. Yeah, I think the highest probability of a tie happening is probably 0-0. Or, 760 to 760 or some such. Early 18 top outs would be the most likely scenario. In which case, you're probably going to have same line, same score. 267 for Tetristime. So also on a day where I'm kind of like feeling under the weather and I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe we don't have to have a decider today. We have a 6-game decider. $271 for Tetristime, $349 for Sodium. Did I get some chicken noodle soup? I'm really wanting some, but our cupboards are pretty bare right now. Where Sue was traveling, we said, all right, well, for the next couple weeks, let's just eat what we have in the fridge and freezer, and we'll just eat that and not buy any groceries. So we had some odd meals, but now cupboards are pretty bare. Tetris for Sodium, 402, 332 for Tetristime. Well, who is it that does all the trivia? I mean, in a couple of years, this is going to be in the Discord. Someone will say, which 2 players tied in a CTM match? And everybody here will remember that it's Sodium and Tetristime. Tetris for Tetristime, 384, 422 for Sodium. Jazzy Josh, that's right. Is Who Wants to Be a Max Outer still happening? I don't know. That could be one of the questions. I don't know. I got to admit, hosting a game show is very appealing to me. It's kind of like one of my childhood dreams is to be a game show host. I guess I kind of am. Like, who can play Tetris better monthly? It's kind of a game show. 478 for Tetristime, 561 for Sodium. Tetristime into 19 at 503. There's a Tetris 531. Sodium is in at 585. Is Ninja Warrior a game show? No. I mean, sort of. I mean, it's, you know, it should be an athletic competition, like a sport. But it's like the best players aren't chosen. It's all like a lot of it's based on who's got the best sob story, you know? Oh, we lost our ranch and then our cat, you know, whatever. Okay, you get to be on. 662 for Tetristime, 668. Like, if you mean the television show, yeah, I don't know. It's part reality show, part sport. You mean the Ninja Warrior of old? Yeah, but wasn't it always that? Like, $721 for Tetristime, $755 for Sodium. Tetris Sodium 812, $753 for Tetristime. Yeah, American Ninja Warrior has a few real competitors, then the ones that are funny. Yeah, you don't see that in any other sport. Like football, they run plays like, you know, with the real players. And then they run a couple of, you know, they run a couple of plays with like some dad that's a, you know, community hero. And he's a farmer and he gets to be the tight end for a play. Like, you don't see that. That's why Ninja Warrior TV show is not a sport. 825 for Tetristime, 937 for Sodium. Oh, Sodium with that flat burn. I mean, that flat bar. That's crazy. We'll be able to burn that away, I think, but a little bonkers there. Okay. Max out for Sodium. He's on 27. Tetristime 930 on 27. Tetristime now into 28 at 968. What a 55,000 point lead for Sodium. About a Tetris and a half. Tetris for Tetristime, A45, A34 for Sodium. There's a Tetris for Sodium into 29 at A72. Tetristime at A85. Tetris for Sodium. He's got the 1.1. All right, triple for Sodium, B24. Tetristime back by less than a Tetris. Both players with low boards. Those Sodium's boards starting to complicate because you got so much stuff piled on the right side on top of some gaps. All right, he's bringing it down. So Sodium with a low, clean board again. So now he's trying to get that turned back into a Tetris well. B20 for Tetristime. Oh, he's got a Z piece that missed. He's going to burn it down before it festers. Another triple for Tetristime to bring it back down. B36 for him. B73. Tetristime is set up for Tetris, but he's not going to overplay his hand. He brings it down. Doesn't overcommit to it. Sodium B93. Tetris for Tetristime into the lead by 6,000 points. And a dirty center well Tetris for Sodium to take the lead back at a critical time because Tetristime's board is starting to climb, but he's bringing it back down. Oh, and a great piece, and he's open for another Tetris, and he gets over a Tetris for Tetristime. C67, C56 for Sodium. Tetristime back in the lead. Sodium trying to, he is set up for another one, but he blocks the well. Tetristime, another Tetris, D29. Sodium needs to uncover and get something, but this might not be survivable. And no, Sodium is going to top out at C66, and Tetristime is going to clutch out a win, almost a reverse sweep, except for that tie game. But Tetristime was down 2-0, came back and tied a game, or won a game, tied a game, and won another one. So Tetristime will be moving on to the top 16 in a game, really, that never will be forgotten because of that tie happening right in the middle of it. Congratulations, Tetristime. What a match between these two great players. What a game. And those Tetrises toward the end, and were great for Tetristime. And I honestly thought he was done because his board started to climb. And you see that happen so often. And somehow he brought it down. He got the pieces, he placed them, and he did what he had to do. So GG's to you, Tetristime. Sodium, a great game, a great match for you as well. I guess in this game, an eventful game because of that tie. In this game, Sodium, you're the Odin Logi, and Tetristime is the Jounce, I guess. Like people are gonna remember Tetristime won it. And who was the other guy? Oh, it was Sodium. But what an amazing game. Holy moly. You want to replay that seed now? That's up to you guys. If you want to replay that seed, I will totally do that. But what will that do? You guys don't have the same intensity. It doesn't count. If you want to replay it, you can. I don't mind. Make it a 7. It would ruin it. All right, Sodium, you know what? That is a based take. Let's leave that seed in the dustbin of history. I agree. Totally based. GG's, Sodium. Retire that seed. Yeah, we got to strike it from the bot. That seed can never be replayed. I think that is something that should happen. So if any bot people are listening, we should hang it on the rafters of seeds. Yeah, hang it from the rafters. It can never be used again. Send it to Sunny for the Cursed Tetris League. That makes sense. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know how this is going to go in the thing. I have to report it as a 3-2 because that's what it is. So I will report this and people can figure it out in the wake of all this craziness. I don't know if it's a reverse sweep or not or what it counts for, but Tetristime was down 2-0, comes back, wins 3 games to none. Or to 2, not to none. You lost all your games, Sodium, to 2. All right, there it is. It is reported. Let's take a look at our bracket. We are making some great progress. Let's refresh that. The final score is 3.5 to 2.5. Okay, well, we have 7 of our 8 open spots in the top 16 filled in. The one remaining one is the orange bracket, and that is going to be either Miles, Wallbant, Dog will take on Meme. But otherwise, it's Kirby versus Dangler. Very intriguing. Alex T versus Hydrant 2 multi-time Masters winners. Scooty versus Tetristime. Tristop versus Guafi. Cole versus Eyeball. Huff versus Tugi, and Knight versus Pixel Andy. So all these games are promising. So we'll see what happened. Ayo Pidgeotto says, I somehow missed the tie game. That is actually crazy. All right. Well, We've seen the results. We've got 3 Das Masters brackets for you tomorrow. I need to get some sleep. I am coming down with something, so hopefully I can sleep some of it off. Let's go ahead and give thanks to the people who make this possible. One, these people who followed 99 Tack and Alocusa, Twitch subs, DocPie, AO Pidgeotto, Stanislaw, bits from Your Enemy, and Twitch raid from Fractal. Thank you very much. Contributions to the prize pool. We had one from Tom J in the amount of $64.88. That is going to get us to $199.99. Would really love to bump this prize pool up. I'm starting to feel a little bit anxious that we've almost filled out our top 16 halfway through the month, and we're only at $199.99. Obviously, no obligation to do it, but would really love to be able to hit our goal and pay that top 8. So anything you can do would help. Go to ctm.gg/Matcherino or go.ctm.gg/prize to find the link to contribute. Thank you to our patrons. All these people on the screen, all the stars are here. And a big special shout to Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy in, Kim Emerald, Potato Cacket, and Mila. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Sodium Overdose says Nerd the Box is the only play in CTM down to not win the next 3 games in a row and still win. What? Oh, you mean Tetris-Time, right? Tetristime says this will go down as one of my favorite sets of all time. Of course. Well, you won, and there was a tie, which is bonkers. All right. Well, we've said our thanks. Thanks to everybody who is watching. Really appreciate that. YouTube, thank you very much. Twitch, thank you very much. Let me go to YouTube and end the stream on the website because that's what it prefers me to do. And thanks again for hanging out and supporting the stream. Yeah, thanks, Tom J. Appreciate that. See you, Mr. Brain, Ogusan, Ravioli, Tetris for Mario, Branches Jade, Josh, Stanislaw, and all the stars. Take care. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow for Das Masters.